The Square Ball Podcast.
Hello there, welcome to the show. You will find this one in your podcast app. Just search for The Square Ball, and it's on YouTube as well if you'd like to watch the video version. The show is brought to you by Levi Solicitors. Michael Normanton. Given that it's a 10% discount on their full range of services on your legal fees, I'm going to give you 10 seconds to deliver this and be original.
Wills, probate, conveyancing, levisolicitors.co.uk/the square ball. Did I stretch that out to 10?
Didn't even mention care home fees, which is what they want us to emphasise at the minute. So there you are, delivering for clients.
If you'd give me longer.
Yeah, again, full details and terms on the website, levisolicitors.co.uk/the square ball, as Michael delivered in his slow voice. Rob's with us as well as we debrief the end of the week, the Square Ball weekly roundup. And one of the big takeaways from this week, never mind all that stuff at the start of the week, Joe Rhoden is withdrawn from the Wales squad. He's taken a bang to the head. Would you even know, etc.?
Someone like him,
etc.
It was Dan Burn, wasn't it? Did this, I think.
Was this really early on in the game?
Yeah, I think so.
So we played the whole game concussed, supposedly, or with a sore head at least.
Maybe. Let's not call it concussion in case anyone is listening in from like the FA or something who's going to insist he has a month off.
You big grasses, and they would insist that we'll bend the protocols because it's Liverpool or whatever. Leeds though, double it.
Like you say, if they do that, I hope they've done some before tests. That's all I'll say.
Well, that's what they do in rugby, isn't it? They all do a test at the start of the season, like their cognitive functions, and then it used to be anyway, and then if you got a head knock during the game, you had to go do one of these tests off the pitch and see how your scores match up. But the problem was a lot of the players were deliberately doing really badly at the start of the season, so they could quite easily pass the test if they were to get a head knock.
Yeah,
thankfully that culture has changed.
That's really easy to kind of manipulate.
Yeah, I think that has changed more recently, and they take it a lot more seriously in rugby league and rugby union, probably more so than football. But then, like you say, with Joe Rhoden, how could you tell?
It always feels to me like he's walking around rubbing his head. I don't know if that's true.
No, it is.
Yeah,
and if he's not, he's confused or angry about something.
Yeah.
There is only injured, confused or angry.
There is a fantastic photo from the Everton game of him getting smacked square on the nose by the ball, which I am trying to find a way of working into the next magazine because it's so good.
I love Joe Rhoden in his own quiet way.
I do as well. It's been really good.
Yeah.
Been a very, very good signing for us.
Well, good job we signed all those defenders right at the start of the window. Like Robbie Evans told us, it's a good thing that we don't need attackers.
It's a good window.
Yeah.
Bad deadline. What was it? Good window.
Bad day at the end of a good window.
Yeah. Probably fair enough, sort of, isn't it? I know it's not what really people want to hear, but I kind of agree that signing defenders and midfielders and making us hard to beat and solid is a good idea. I think I've spoken about it before that, we really struggled in our last 2 years in the Premier League because we didn't have a midfield and our defence was terrible. So I think, sorting them out is a good place to start, albeit, at the end of the window, they made themselves look quite silly, which again, in a perverse way, I do kind of enjoy. I find quite funny. Like, I find it absolutely mind-boggling that after Buonanotte didn't get his flight, they were still briefing press, being like, yeah, he's on his way, this guy.
Yeah, he's a player of interest.
Yeah, I mean, he's not literally on his way, but we think he's going to arrive. And you think, well, shouldn't he have got that flight? Did you not learn anything from Bamba Dieng?
Sat in the bar going, she's coming. She'll be... Half an hour's nothing. She'll be along soon.
5 pints later.
Just come in.
She is going to be here.
Gary and another barkeep. Sensible is not sexy, is it? That's the big kind of takeaway from what you were saying there, I think.
I find Sean Longstaff very sexy.
Yeah.
I'll have you know. But you're right to mention like the midfield last time though, because we've basically opening games, we've managed to be a couple of midfielders down, and if that had been at different points in Premier League history, we would have been trying to get Adam Forshaw off the treatment table or playing Robin Koch there or
Pascal Strauch. And then the following year it was Mark Rocker, who was no better anyway.
Or Weston McKennie.
Yeah, let's not revisit all that. Anyway, it was sad times.
It looks like a real concerted effort to sort of spread the risk, I guess, because if you've got two, let's say, really expensive players in there and then one of them happens to get injured, you're kind of snookered, aren't you? Whereas I suppose if you've signed a load of good players of a particular value, like, we can probably absorb the inevitable injury of Noah Okafor at some point with a number of other wingers. So maybe it works,
I mean, I do, like, as much as I think a lot of it was sensible, I do find it absolutely baffling that this creative midfielder, or, you know, they shifted it to like a creative right winger, hasn't materialised. Because you go back to, obviously everyone's revisiting the Parag Marate quotes about we've been preparing for 6 months for this window. But if you go back to this time last summer when we sold Somerville and Rutter, Farke was saying, I've been telling him for the past 6 months to try find a Rutter replacement or that kind of number 10 creative midfielder. So I do find it quite, well, very frustrating that that hasn't materialised, and, you know, 18 months on or whatever, we're still looking for one. And also just the thing about signing, I've said it loads of times, but signing all these big lads and not having anyone to take a set piece apart from the biggest lad, it's just really bizarre. And then I know we fast forwarding it.
There's a plan for that, Rob.
Well, yeah, and then you get to Thursday and Graham Smith at the Yorkshire Evening Post is reporting that we're considering now hiring a set piece coach 3 league games into the season. And you think, how has no one thought of this previously?
Well, I first caught wind of this some weeks ago. I heard a little whisper that this was going to be the case, and I wondered if they'd done it on the QT, like, and not told anybody. But maybe they're still in the process of looking to get one, because, well, as Arsenal prove, they're such a joy to watch.
I don't think set pieces should be a thing anymore, you know, just because we're not very good at them as much as anything.
Right.
They're boring, aren't they?
Weren't we good at them last season, though? Well, by our own standards.
I think Farke was bragging about it the other week in a press conference, wasn't he? I think he was saying we were like the top scorers in the division from them or something. But I think that's just because we attacked loads as well. So obviously, we get a load of corners and free kicks around the box. So, I mean, I can't remember. When did we last score direct from a free kick? We didn't at all last year, did we? Gruev did in the playoffs.
It'd have been that, wouldn't it, I guess?
Is that it? Yeah.
I wonder if now, because now particularly the big emphasis, as they always do at the start of each season, is to pick on a particular issue, and it's grappling in the box, isn't it, this time? They're trying to make it even less of a contact sport. And don't get me wrong, I hate to see it when our players will get wrestled to the floor in the box, and I'll be screeching penalty, you bastards, with the rest of them. But by making it non-contact, I suppose it's almost just, can you get this bit of set piece executed without anybody getting touched? Or, to put it another way, here's Arsenal chipping it into our box and scoring again.
I think I've got massive double standards on this, because I really hate the grappling in the box stuff, but I absolutely love a big tackle that takes someone out.
Yeah. So
I don't know quite where I stand on contact. Boring contact, not for. It's like the difference between kind of watching like wrestling, not WWE, but like proper wrestling, and like fighting.
Right.
Like, I think I'm pro-fighting, anti-wrestling, I think is what I'm saying.
You can have a big tackle that is legal, though, where he gets the ball and kicks someone up into the air. I know you don't really see it that often. Whereas just plainly hugging someone from a corner, it's like, well, that's just not allowed.
Well, you mentioned Sean Longstaff, and I was going to say at the time, I really enjoyed his performance on Saturday because he was putting himself about a bit and he was sort of crunching into those tackles with Bruno Guimaraes. It was great fun, wasn't it? Just to see that it wasn't blood and thunder, but it was like the actual contact.
I think Guimaraes enjoyed it too. Didn't moan to the ref at all.
But it's true, isn't it? You want to see some contact within a contact sport. Nobody wants to see legs getting broken, particularly not with those little dinky shin pads they've got, Michael, that infuriate you, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, what you say you don't want to see legs broken. We've not played Scum yet.
All right, we want to see select legs broken.
If I put it to you that Bruno Fernandes, you'll watch him whinge at the ref once and you'll think, But
the way that his face is, how would you even know? How would you even know if his leg was nearly hanging off? He'd just have that face on again, wouldn't he?
People are going to be upset now that we've advocated breaking Bruno Fernandes' legs.
It's fine. The entirety of Ellen Road would be like Alfie Haaland over Roy Keane, wouldn't it?
Yeah. We have heard some direct quotes now, because we should say we spoke to Berren like immediately after he left, chatting to them the other night, didn't we?
Yeah,
in the club.
He was frazzled. Like, he'd come from over 2 hours of sitting there with all this stuff, and you're trying to process it in your brain. Then he had to try and sort of download it with us, and we're going, well, what else was said, Berren, and kind of trying to have conversations and react to what had been put forward. But obviously it's not Berren who's saying it, he's just repeating what had been said in the meeting. So poor lad probably slept well that night.
I think he felt like we were telling him off. He was like, I've had no part of this business.
There's a couple of people in the record, somebody in the comments, I think, I don't read them, but somebody like screen grabbed it and sent it to me, said, why does Dan treat Berren like he's the one who's... I don't, it's just like, it's just having a conversation around the issues. I'm not shooting the messenger, because I really like Berren and get on with him really well. Or, I mean, at least I think I do.
You did.
If you don't speak anymore.
When you stop bullying him.
But no, he's a lovely fella. And it's it's just good just to explore the issues, isn't it? Otherwise, what we're doing here. Can't just sit here and be nice to each other, can we?
Now we've heard some of the direct quotes, I don't think anything has got any clearer, really, has it? In terms of this tale around Harry Wilson, like the Fulham's account still differs greatly from the Leeds version, which is they were like, no, in the afternoon we said that wasn't happening, to the point when Leeds are going, oh no, we said we should still put a deal sheet in or whatever.
What I find really confusing about the quotes on Wilson is when Robbie Evans said, we thought we had the right price, because the story was that Harry Wilson's agents and whatever had been told over the weekend by Fulham what his asking price was, basically, to go find him a move. But yeah, Robbie Evans said, we thought we had the right price. We put the offer in above that price. Why have you found out his asking price and then gone above it? No wonder we're up against the PSR limit.
I think was there not talk that they had named a price and then they moved it up? So maybe he's just referring to that. I don't know. Like, so they said, right, we'll let you go for 7 million, but that became 10. So they thought I had an agreement at 7, but then it turned out to be 10. So they went in above the price that they were originally quoted just to get the deal done.
Right. And the other thing that doesn't fit with that, because again we now have direct quotes, was we definitely tried to buy Harry Wilson for an unspecified amount of money, admittedly. Then on PSR, you get unequivocally, we are maxing out PSR this season. Which, would we have been overspending then if we bought Wilson?
Yes. The short answer to that, I have explored this question, and I think it would have meant that we would then be looking at sales before the end of the season. So there's your answer.
Well, but on the one hand, it's almost presented as if that wasn't an option. You can't spend more, apart from when you can. If we could have spent more, we would have done, but we haven't. So that's good. Well done, us.
I think because it's been so hard for them to shift these rubbish players that we don't want and nobody else wants, as if that is a surprise. But I think part of the idea behind all that subsequently is that they're really, really desperate for Mateo Joseph and Ladji Ramazani to have good seasons in Spain and sell them before, June or whatever. I think that is the desperate hope, really, if we were to sign anyone. But thankfully, we didn't, so we don't have to worry about it.
But you know what? I think as well, it doesn't necessarily have to be framed in that language, does it? It doesn't have to be desperate. It's just that you wouldn't have got the value out of Joseph now that you might get in 12 months with an actual good season, evidence there to fall back on and say, he's had a good season. He scored 8 goals, whatever.
The reverse is the Joffrey, though.
It is, but if he comes back and he's not set the world alight, you've then still got him. And all right, it takes one option off the table for selling, but you've still got the player.
I think this is where they've made a rod for their own back last January as well, when there was talk of interest from Betis towards the end of the window. And they said, yeah, we've rejected £10 million for him. And I just think there was never a £10 million offer for him. Because you look at I've probably said this a lot of times before as well, but you look at the timing of that, and it was after we'd failed to sign anyone. And they were like, yeah, but look what we've rejected. And they did the exact same thing last summer when they sold Somerville. And they went, oh yeah, but 2 months ago we rejected a massive bid for Willie Nonto. We just didn't tell you about it at the time. And we're deciding to tell you now. And that's why I think people are, or certainly I am, suspect and cynical towards what the suits tell us, basically.
I mean, you have to be, don't you? Like, it's a sensible mindset to take nothing at face value. And that's not to imply any sort of, dishonesty or ill intent on their part. Essentially, they've got a method, right? So we share common ground in that our goals align. We want to see Leeds United survive in this division, but they're approaching it from a business point of view. We're approaching it from an emotional point of view. And you hope that around the transfer window, there's sufficient overlap that, it all makes sense to both parties. There's going to be times when it's not, and we're not going to like it.
And also, I will say, I'm just so glad this is all over. Yeah. Like reading really long interviews with Robbie Evans talking about PSR and what was his fungible shadow weird quote thing about whatever PSR is. But I was just like, this whole hyper-analysis and, the best part of what is it, £3 billion being spent by Premier League clubs this summer, and how everyone was so annoyed at the end of the window. And then I was reading the Athletics sort of ranking or rating of each club's window, and basically no one's happy apart from like Arsenal and Liverpool. And I was like, this is just all so far removed from why I actually like football. And, I don't think the window has been a disaster. I think we might be hard to beat and have a good go at staying up. And actually what I like about football is finding out and not pretending that this is just a Football Manager save where we put our squads in an algorithm and it's all predetermined. And it was interesting how towards the end of the window, I was falling down that awful, unhealthy rabbit hole of the wacko transfer thread. But I was also I just found myself stopped listening to like any sports podcasts where there was any sort of serious analysis, because I was like, I'm just so fucking fed up with this.
Yeah. It's funny, I got in the car this morning to drive here, and your phone suggests things for you to do now because of AI and all that. And it suggested I open up Flight Radar and go to Leeds Bradford Airport arrivals, and I hated myself for that.
As you should.
Yeah, I thought, what have you just done for the last 3 months? But as I said on, two things. Football Manager Save, you mentioned that. We're launching a new Football Manager show, aren't we, by the way? True. And we're doing one hell of a project. That's all I will say. And it involves Leeds United and a fictional Red Bull Leeds.
It does.
It's going to be great. Details on that, I think we're going to do that at the start of next week. So look out for that. It'll fill the international break nicely. Second thing I was going to say, I've forgotten because I've started thinking about Red Bull Leeds now.
Flights?
No.
Transfer fatigue?
Yes, it was the point I reached with when I said propaganda this last week. It's like, the sport has taken leave of its senses. It's mad. We've spent £100 million and everyone's unhappy.
I still live in the hope that it all collapses.
Oh, I would absolutely love for it all to eat itself.
I mean, that's the ideal.
Yeah.
That everyone loses all their money.
Like we're saying, like with even the clips, like the Wolves striker Strand Larsen, 50 odd million to Newcastle, which it didn't happen. But you're like, well, that doesn't make sense to me.
No, he's not very. If we'd have
striker for Newcastle, £30 million, I've never heard of him.
If we'd have been signing, Asula for 10 million, I'd have been like, oh really?
because the inflation of fees is just such that it is impossible to compete. So I just look at it and I go, well, I can't make head and a tail of this. It's just none of it makes sense to me anymore.
And what even is this? Because still no one makes any money.
Yeah. That's why I ended up just listening to all the episodes of Atletico Mince. I was like, I need Bob Mortimer doing a Peter Beardsley impression, telling really crap jokes, and that is what I like about football.
Yeah, and then well, actually, to bring it back onto sort of contemporary transfer chat, Josh Brownhill was a name that was floating about. He's off to a different club in Saudi Arabia. Is it? He's gone to
Al Shabab. He's going
rather than the one that signs everybody from Chelsea or Liverpool. I don't know. I don't even know who these clubs are. I don't know what the point is. They're going to play in front of nobody just for loads of money. Everybody knows it.
$100,000 a week.
But yeah, but that should have been an easy deal to do if you wanted to do it. But it probably wouldn't have even existed, would it? Actually,
if Saudi is not in the picture, we could have probably got Brownhill for $30,000 a week or something, which is probably about more like his market value, I suppose. But I'm glad we didn't sign him for $100,000 a week. Because it's too much.
Everyone's saying he's the goal-scoring midfielder that we need. And it's like, well, before last season in the Championship, he never actually scored that many goals. So if he's managed to swindle $100,000 a week out of someone, fair play to the guy, I suppose. Like, find it hard to begrudge him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. A couple of years on $100,000 a week, tax-free. Fine. Go have a good couple of years. Trouser the money for your family.
And we're only talking about him anyway because, admittedly, it's a valid point, but we have lost two midfielders very early. Otherwise, 4 central midfielders in the mix kind of makes sense, like what we've already got. So generally speaking, all right with it. It just goes to show, doesn't it? Because I know some people have been a bit annoyed about, oh well, if we were stretched, why did we buy Justin James? And you can say that until there's a week when Bogle and Goodmanson are both out, and then you're like, oh fuck,
why don't we sign a fullback? We've
got Sam Byram has to play both sides, and he's aging Sam Byram trying to play in the Premier League, like.
Oh, here's Mo Salah.
Exactly. Playing against, whoever's trying their best to slot in it. Sam Chambers is trying to slot in at right back or something. Just because we've got no one else.
Well, he's my pick for Young Player of the Year, so I would love to see that, quite frankly.
One of the biggest issues of reframing, I suppose, was around Dominic Calvert-Lewin and the idea of keeping him fit. Because I think that's probably one of the major things that's fueled the anxiety is the number of players that we've signed with questionable injury records. So where do you sit on this? The idea that they can nurse him through. I suppose it's one of those things where it's fine until it's not, as you were just saying.
Yeah, I mean the quotes they've said about signing injury-prone players. They've said the success of Junior Firpo and Byram and Manos Solomon last year, and they're valid points. But the second it goes wrong, no one's going to go, yeah, but on balance, you did very well with Manos Solomon and Sam Byram and Junior Firpo. Everyone's just going to go, Okafor's injured, Calvert-Lewin's injured, useless, shit. What have you done that for?
Yeah, I mean, Okafor has already got injured, and it sort of got...
They'd not connected him to the big machine, the big injury-fixing machine at that point. He'd not been in long enough.
It sort of got brushed over after Newcastle at FAC. Was like, oh yeah, Metch has missed a few days for training as well because he's had some, was it adductor problems or something? And yeah, but there is undoubtedly a lot of pressure on them getting and keeping Okafor and Calvert-Lewin in particular fit and getting them firing for the first time in a while. But again, I'm just like, oh, cool, let's find out if they can.
And it comes down to that when you see the market value of other players. Strand Larsen from Wolves, would I rather have Okafor, Calvert-Lewin and Metcher than Strand Larsen? Probably, I suppose, because if there's three of them for the basic maths of if Strand Larsen's injured, you've got no one. And if one of them's injured, you've got another couple that can do it. So it's a very difficult job, is buying players to fit within a budget. The other stuff with the budget is cost PSR is different to actual money, and all of it from a visibility point of view is a year or two away because of the way accounts work. Very hard to hold anyone to account on this stuff, isn't it? Because they can say we're at the PSR limit and you don't know.
Yeah.
So you just have to go, like, people can work it out-ish. You can kind of go, oh, there's that and that.
You can work it out
that
from the accounts in 18 months' time, but they still don't show the PSR position, do they?
No, because that's, again, a different sum.
What they should do is send us a spread. You love a spreadsheet. Send it to us.
It'd be complicated, that one, though.
You think so?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Oh, well, Robbie Evans is from a data background. I reckon he's got that on a spreadsheet. He knows exactly everything they do is on that spreadsheet.
I mean, they will have it somewhere. There'll be a way of working it out.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the next edition of Problem Chimp in the next issue. It's you calculating PSR on the back of a fag packet.
Getting angry about it.
I think it's fine. Just buy some more players.
Right, good. International weekend. Are you going to be watching any of it? Did you see Ilya Gruev sit Lamine Yamal down, put him on his arse?
No.
I've seen that.
Which is good fun, yeah.
How did you do that?
Game knows game. Well, he was pissing about in the box. I think he just wasn't having a bar of it, Ilya Gruev. Just sat him down.
Good lad.
Oh, very good. You looking forward to the England games?
What are they?
Who are they playing? When are they?
Genuinely, they're not even on the sheet, are they? Yeah.
Nope, I've no idea. Playing Andorra.
Oh yeah, can't wait. Is
classic.
that home or away?
That's at home.
Yep.
Have you got your tickets?
Yeah.
I love going to Wembley.
Heading down for
Wembley?
on.
It's at Villa Park.
Oh right, well.
There you go.
Right, fair enough.
And then Serbia away.
Yep.
Pat Bamford's England cap was against Andorra, wasn't it?
Was it 45 minutes he got, or an hour?
About an hour.
Yeah.
Happier times.
Yeah.
Happier times. England play Wales in October, though.
Do they?
That's going to have a bit more interest, at least.
Come on, Wales.
Calvert-Lewin back. Calvert-Lewin back in the squad.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Sam Byram and Bogle both get a call up.
Sticking hat-tricks, Pascal Darlow.
Here's a question for you. How close do you reckon Bogle might be to be in international consideration? Because he started really well. All right, so again, we've said it's only a small sample size. And again, these are the things that fuel all the anxiety about the transfer window. But he looks pretty bloody good, doesn't he?
Jed Spence can get a call up. Jayden Bogle can. Although I've seen some suggestions online that we should start playing Bogle as a right winger because James hasn't been doing it great this season. It's like, no. He's playing really well at right back. Let him be at right
Swap
back.
him over. Dan James, he likes to do the zoomies to get back and cover. Put him at right
If you're
back.
already there, though, you don't do the zoomie as
Right.
well.
Okay.
The distance covered is what makes it a zoomie.
Speaking from experience there.
Not for me. I was a fullback myself, you know.
Yeah.
Very much.
Very similar to Dan James.
Very much in the Dan James, Jayden Bogle mode, apart from not really crossing the halfway line.
Right. Or being able to run.
Or being able to run, yeah.
Yeah. Did you have the technical ability, though?
No, I could barely take a throw, to be honest.
Oh, you're the Rasmus Christensen.
Yeah, very much so, actually. Yeah. I could kick it up the line. That's all right, isn't it? That was old-fashioned fullbacking.
Right, we need to fire up the TSB supercomputer over there in the corner.
Mine.
The TSB supercomputer.
Beep, beep, beep.
Thank you.
Is it the same one Robbie Evans used to calculate how we've got 2 points per game at home this season?
In fact, the supercomputer should be able to work out our PSR. Presumably it's got the AI module. Have we added that on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just plugged it in. There.
Although I'm still reeling from our so-called wireless label printer in the office not being wireless.
I don't wish to talk about it.
It's still a real sore point. We bought a label printer for the office to send out all our packages, didn't we? It was when we bought it, it was labelled as a wireless label printer. Got it. So if you want to connect to Wi-Fi, you need to buy an extra thing for $100. It's like, that's not wireless then, is it?
It can be wireless.
Yeah.
It's just not yet.
And we've refused to buy it on principle, haven't we?
Yep. Bought a USB cable instead.
Anyway, have you got the AI module on the thing for the thing? Because AI is dead fashionable these days, isn't it? The supercomputer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's told me that Longstaff's good now, thank God.
Yes.
He for the Sheffield Wednesday game, Longstaff came out with a 2.6.
Right.
Not a great start. Calvert-Lewin with a 2.53. Again, not great. But it turns out against Newcastle, Longstaff, man of the match, 8.21. And off the bench, Calvert-Lewin 6.7. So that's not bad either.
Decent.
Yeah, solid. I'll take that.
So what's the range of scores then? So you're talking...
It's Brendy.
But the subs always fare badly, don't they?
Particularly if they're Brendan Aronson. No, because generally speaking, if it's a decent result, the subs all do okay.
Yeah.
In fact, the other subs in this game, Jack Harrison did all right. James Justin was better than Dan James.
How did Justin James get on? Same score?
Yeah, same score.
Right.
Same score. Brendan Aronson, 4.79.
But yeah, the range of scores is sort of floating, apart from the odd outlier, floating between about 6 and 8 there, isn't it? So yeah, a good turnout.
I'm jumping ahead here to likes and dislikes, actually, but Frank Dux says in the dislike, Dan Burn versus Brendy, father and son shit. Yeah, did have that kind of a vibe to it.
That was an early groan from the Ellen Road crowd as Lucas Perry shanked a ball to Dan James.
Well, this is why we're here. So we're going to pick a hero and villain of the week. So we feed all the numbers that our TSB Plus members scored for the players into the supercomputer, and we feed in the direct feedback we've been sent about performances, things that people have liked and disliked this week. So what do we have?
The sheer pointlessness of Brendan Aronson.
Oh.
Just absolutely picking on the poor boy. Hey, it's what people have been saying.
Right.
People have been saying. I mean, the dislikes, obviously, the last day of the transfer window is the main place to start because people were fuming.
Yeah.
Have we all chilled out? I'm fine now.
Yeah. I was just really glad for it to be over. It was nice to not think about Fabrizio Romano and all them dickheads, basically.
Just because everyone wants us to be good, isn't it? We want to have enough to survive. I also realise it's my reaction is always massively childish to this. It's all there's a huge entitlement that underpins it.
Yeah,
but I want more players. I want us to spend more money. I want us to survive.
I'm trying to view it as 20 quid that's been lost out of my pocket.
Right.
I can continue to be upset by it, or I can just move on.
Yeah.
And in the background, yes, I am still a bit upset.
I was going to say that sounds very unlike you, actually.
But what you've learned,
you've got to, haven't you?
You've learned to suppress those feelings.
It's gone now.
Bury those feelings deep and get on with your life.
Just let it eat away.
Just let it simmer away for the next 20 years.
Yep.
So yeah, it wasn't a great finish to the window, but I think it's because we know none of this stuff gets judged until May, not properly. It's just there's a lot of time and a lot of football between now and May to find out whether it was enough or not. And boy, will we sawtooth emotionally in that time frame.
We could have signed half a dozen attackers on deadline day, and these intervening months would still have been full of self-loathing and dread. So, it's fine. Let's crack on.
Yeah, if we'd have got Muniz and Wilson, and then Goodmanson goes off injured, people in the crowd have been going, should have done James James. That'd have been the sensible option. That's what Burnley have done, or whoever got him in the end. Look at us. No bloody backup, have we?
Yeah.
And now we're going to get relegated because of it. It's all very well having good strikers, but you can't be letting goals in like we are doing.
Shore up at the back.
Shore up at the back, for God's sake. I mean, I suppose that is the PSR thing. It is a bit of a short blanket, isn't it? You're trying to cover...
In what way?
You can't cover your head, both your head and your feet with it.
Right.
Because you're trying to get depth, you're trying to get attacking strength, you're trying to get defensive strength.
Brings us back to Dan Burn again, doesn't it?
You're trying to get all your backup. Like none of it. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite fit. You've got to slightly pick one or the other.
And the system is designed that way. I think that's the thing is like we have to operate within a broken system, and it's shit.
Yep. So,
but you have to be here.
Yeah, I suppose.
Do you know what really annoyed me watching the game back, which I think sums up the Premier League? Newcastle booting the ball out from the kickoff.
Yeah.
Fucking rubbish.
Tonali just leathered it, didn't it?
Absolute rugby union bollocks. I don't want to sound like a dinosaur.
Did that happen?
Yeah. They just kicked off, put it straight down right in front of their fans, wasn't it?
And what was most annoying about it is that from the throw-in, Newcastle won the second ball and just passed it back to the goalkeeper. So everyone could get set back into the position.
So what's the theory behind that? Because I didn't spot this. Is it to gain territory?
Territory, yeah, and I suppose try and pen us in. But then when you do pen us in and just pass it back to your goalkeeper, it's like, come on, lads, this is crap.
You could have just passed it back in the first place and started out with the ball.
But I guess if you get confident that you have a good setup to defend throw-ins, I guess if you force throw-ins in difficult areas.
Oh, that sounds like a great game to watch.
Well, exactly.
Will we end up with a throwing coach? Do you remember Liverpool had one for a bit under Klopp? Like he used to come in. I don't know if it was a guy based in Europe, might have been somewhere like Denmark or something like that, based somewhere Central Europe or Germany, and he'd fly in I don't know, once a month, once every 6 weeks.
Sounds like Rasmus Christensen's going to come and do the job.
We needed that.
And just but teach them a bunch of different throwing routines, and then fly back out again.
I like Bielsa's one where people just ran around in circles.
Yeah,
that was
did
good
that
fun.
every time.
It was always 3 rotating, wasn't it? Yeah, and they often gave it to the third man who arrived late. Yeah,
that was good. I mean, we were started the season ourselves with long throws, didn't we? Because Ampadu was wanging some in against Everton, but now he's broken.
Yeah,
so
get Rafinha back.
Yeah,
well, that's what we need him for.
Pick him up nice and cheap. Anyway, other likes and dislikes. What do we have from the last 7 days?
Bruno Guimaraes, is that what you say his name? He gets a lot of dislikes.
Guimaraes.
There you go. Got a face like Pat Butcher sucking on a lemon.
Right.
What is it about the name Bruno that makes them all whiny little manlets? That's from Dan James Platform Shoes.
Kicking Tanaka says, watch the game in Calidor surrounded by hordes of Geordie shirt fiends in their not at all sports washing Saudi green kits. Felt like Cillian Murphy in 28 Days Later.
I quietly enjoyed Dominic Calvert-Lewin's performance.
I did too.
When he came off the bench. It was nice to see something different. And I suppose that's the unromantic, unsentimental part of you. When we've spoken before about, taking Pat Bamford out of the limelight, and it's just so there's a different narrative and it's something else to look at, isn't it? And it felt like that. It felt like almost slightly liberating to see a different number 9 on the pitch, just doing slightly different things. And that's no personal slight against Pat. It's just that he's the not Pat.
It noticeably changed the shape of the game, though, because he was making different runs and he was causing different problems for the centre backs. Because Metcha was very much like back to goal. Everything was played into him and he was trying to hold it up and stuff. Then Calvert-Lewin came on and he was all of a sudden running in behind and it just was stretching things a bit. And it was
shooting from 40 yards. That was exciting.
That would have been probably the best goal I've ever seen at Ellen Road if that had got him. But
he actually had the chance to do it again when he won the ball around the halfway line and the keeper was way out. And I was like, do it again. But nah.
Well, we wish him luck in his forthcoming rehabilitation period.
It was nice to see him someone looking quite fast up front as well.
Yeah. No, I'm excited to see him get properly fit, and I think probably the other side of the international break, we might see him start. I think it'd be really interesting.
Because apart from about 20 seconds against Norwich in the playoffs, I don't think Pirro's ever looked quick, even though he did well in the bleep test, weirdly, didn't he, in summer? But I think they might have let him win. People being like, yeah, try and boost his confidence.
The others were an absolute wreck.
Everyone else like that, really tired.
What do you reckon to Graham's comments about disliking our total inability to keep possession, as though we felt sorry for Newcastle and obliged to help them as much as possible, especially when we found ourselves in good positions? Yeah, do you know what? I kind of like the idea that we're going to have to do something a bit different this year. I'd much rather we play beautiful, silky football and won stuff, but I've, like I said on propaganda, I've made my peace with how it's going to be this year, and us grinding a bit and being out of possession. It's what we do with that, which is why I kind of enjoyed the Newcastle game, just to see how we played structurally.
It's loads harder.
Yeah.
In the hardest thing you come up against the Championship is like Ben Pearson or someone like that, and then you had Guimaraes and Tonali, who were, I don't know how much Newcastle did they pay, about 60 million quid each or something from. It was a lot of money anyway. They certainly would want probably 70 million a piece if they were to sell them.
Yeah,
it just is harder.
And also, for about 2 years, we had 80% every game possession in the Championship, and people were bored to death. So, something different, like you say, I think that could be refreshing. Give
it up and scrap to win it back. That's what I say. Should we pick a Ken Bates villain of the week? Then somebody who has
Barron. Give it to Barron
for fucking up the transfer window.
Yeah, he's ruined it. Right. Why has he done that?
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know how he sleeps at night.
Get your fax machine working properly.
Yeah.
Your I assume that's how they do the deal sheets.
Fax them in.
Still.
You should have walked in here with Robbie Evans' head on a stake, and any failure to do so is a failure of journalism, quite frankly.
Yeah. Why didn't you? I was actually beheading journalists, and it's all about.
We've had Newcastle in it.
Yeah, it's all in the mind, isn't it? It's a bold claim, but are we going for Barron?
It's Barron or it's Brendy. What are you going to do?
We can't pick on Brendy. He's only a mere slip of a lad.
I know. What is he, 28 or something?
28 and barely pubic. Right, Barron?
Yeah, Barron's fine.
Might as well.
Sorry, Barron, but you're going to have to shoulder this one. Should we do the Hero of the Week, the Gitano Baradi Hero of the Week, sponsored by the tuktukclub.com. If you fancy going off the beaten track to experience the best bits of Thailand, the bits of Thailand you don't normally see. Yeah, Tuk Tuk Tours of Northern Thailand. You can self-drive, you can be driven, and you can meet Bruce there, who's a Leeds fan who runs and owns it. We've met Bruce, haven't we? We had a nice time with Bruce when we met him when he flew over.
We did. Yep. He's occasionally seen in the Lowfields Tunnel.
Yeah. Sometimes
in Thailand. You never know.
Yeah, head to the tuktukclub.com. If you use TSB15, you get a 15% discount on your booking there. for the Tuk Tuk Club. And also, Bruce messaged me to say we've still got a handful of spaces left for July and August next year. The perfect way to forget the pain of relegation or celebrate the joy of staying up. Bruce trying to be positive. Good. Go on then. Who's your candidates for Hero of the Week? Baron?
No, not Baron.
No chance.
No. For accurately conveying the messages that we wanted him to, and for pressing those corporate pigs, those shills at the top.
Yeah. Longstaff.
Yep.
Man of the match. Marmite rightly points out the sheer relish with which he clattered Guimaraes was good. You did get the feeling he was trying to prove a point there.
What? About sports washing?
Yes.
That's why he left.
About, like, I could still have done the job here, but you sold me.
Mm-hmm.
It was good as well because I think it was on the Saturday morning of the game. There was an interview with him in the Times where he was talking about leaving Newcastle to join Leeds and how he was just crying his eyes out. And I was like, oh my God, this is not what I want to read. But yeah, we need to tell him that he's playing Newcastle every week, basically. I do like on the likes, actually, the suitably named Sam the Miserable Bastard, who says he really likes that it was a shite 0-0 for Sky Sports to show on a prime time slot.
Do you know, I had exactly this discussion with my mate who was standing with. He was like, I bet this has been shit for the neutrals. Good.
That's what we're here for.
Just to spoil everyone's fun.
Exactly.
That's what I was talking. This is what my piss analogy on on propaganda was all about. It's much more fun when we're Leeds fans, when we're pissing out at the tent rather than on each other. And let's piss all over this campsite. This campsite being football.
Okay.
That's my metaphor. Again, stretched to its limits.
Metch's Nunchucks has given Farke the nomination.
I like that name, by the way.
After a difficult week with the Sheffield Wednesday and Arsenal stuff, but saying, unlike Russell Martin, showing he is adapting, to how we play games.
Yeah.
Because it's, change of personnel, change of style, and a better result.
Well, hopefully that's a very speedy evolution, because I hated watching us try to play out from the back against Arsenal. We didn't try it so much against Newcastle.
No.
Not in the same areas.
There's no need, is there?
No, I was kind of happy to write off Arsenal. It was like, look, we can try it once. Okay, never, ever, ever do that again, because that was terrible. And we didn't.
Kicking Tanaka's actually can be a late candidate for Villain of the Week, who's raised the famous Opta stat, not my stat. It's a solid point, 4 from 3. Can we reach the fabled 8 from 5? Look.
It's on.
It is on.
We better hope we do, really.
I mean, yeah, let's get 9, maybe.
Given the games coming up.
I mean, if
winnable games coming up.
If 8 from 5 was a 96% chance of staying up, according to the stats, what if we get 9 from 5? Guaranteed.
We don't have to play for the rest of the season.
We're just guaranteed to stay up.
Yep.
Oh, good.
They just give you 17th place.
Probably I'll have to update his sheets, won't he?
Yep.
Guaranteed. Bloody hell, we've been on for Europe.
We can't get 9 from 5, can we? Because we've got 4. So we can't get. We can't,
right.
We can't get two more. We can't get within 2 more games.
Well, that's because you're thinking inside the box.
Quick, go back to the supercomputer.
You can't get 5 points from 2 games, can you?
Arguably not.
No.
Some have said that.
Are you sick of experts?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just believe in it.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
That was the Jesse Marsh advice, wasn't it?
Yeah. Dan James' Platform Shoes, another Sean Longstaff nomination. Very much the football version of a chick flick when the protagonist walks in looking hot in front of the guy who dumped her at the start of the film. Top stuff.
Nice analogy. Who are we going for then? We're saying Sean Longstaff then?
Definitely. He was good. Yeah. He went around kicking people and ran a lot.
And cried as well, again at full time, didn't he? As he was applauding the Newcastle fans on his way off.
Did he actually?
He had tears in his little eyes, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Bless him. Brendan cries after every game.
Right? Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Every night.
Every night, every morning. Every time he hears this.
When he's tired, when he's hungry.
After sex?
Oh, yeah, almost certainly.
Right, we'll wrap it up there then. Thanks for that beautiful image, Michael Normanton. Anything final you want to add before we head off into the international weekend?
Come on, England.
Come on, Andorra. Good luck. It's a micronation, isn't it? Is Andorra?
Yeah, it is.
That's all I know about it, really. It's got a bit of skiing.
Should probably win.
Right.
Is what I'm going to take from that.
Harry Redknapp will be supporting Andorra, won't he?
Right.
Still thinks he's robbed of the job.
We will wrap it up there, and we will catch you next week with another roundup of the week's events. See you in a bit.
The Square Ball Podcast.